Hey everyone, Zach here. Next vlog, the 5th episode of Voltron Legendary Defender's 2nd season, Eye of the Storm. If you've watched Avatar The Last Airbender from about probably more than a decade now back, there was an episode in the 2nd season, Earth, called The Chase, where Team Avatar is trying to get some downtime and is constantly being tracked by Azula's team in their tank train kind of vehicle. And while wondering whether to fight or just keep fleeing, they are also wondering how they keep being followed. That is sort of what this episode is. And in fact, I realized that both that Avatar episode and this Voltron one have the same writer, Joshua Hamilton. So maybe in terms of the plot structure of this season, he kind of realized, this could work again for this show. And there's plenty of crew from that series and Korra who can help figure this out and send it to the animators and whatnot. It's basic setup that goes along much like that. They are ambushed by the Gara Central Command ship, keep wondering how they're being tracked, and hope to mainly escape because with the recent battles and probably just the stress and exertion that they've endured, they kind of don't want to deal with them right now and just keep trying to get far away, but the ship keeps finding them. It's warping right to their vicinity. I'd say it's derivative, but not really lazy, because it isn't beat by beat by beat. Just swap out these character names, just swap out this, animal or vehicle for this new vehicle. It's not just a script reuse that Hamilton did. It's likely what he found fitting, and whether or not he directly thought back to Avatar or not, it still works as a nice episode. Still pretty suspenseful and action-packed. And actually, Allora comes up on a theory. Maybe this is actually how it is, or maybe it's a unique misdirect. She thinks she's the reason that the Gara can track them, because possibly her awakening in the castle on the planet Eris at the beginning was able to lead Gara forces there. But that might also support the argument, in similar logic, of the Black Lion, because that was sealed in the castle. If I remember correctly, it couldn't even be really properly accessed until the other 4 lions were recovered. So, her and the Black Lion as a possible way of tracking the team, those could work either way, I think. Along with the ongoing chase, the drama of that, and the ongoing problem of the wormhole generator becoming gradually more damaged with each jump, and thus minimizing their chances for proper escape each time. There is interesting looks at what the paladins would perhaps like to do with free time, with leisure, to take the edge off a little. Keith and Lance each wonder about going to the pool that the castle apparently has had this entire time. Hunk tries his hand at cooking with Altean labeled ingredients, which he does not read, so that doesn't really bode well. Sort of coming off of that, Pidge wonders about learning written and spoken Altean, and this pretty crazy virtual teacher with a safety feature, because when it's turned off, there are essentially hard light holograms of animals, dangerous ones, that can threaten you if you mispronounce it. And this is just supposed to be a beginner's course. On a bit of a technology update, the castle also has defense drones that the paladins can control from the bridge of the castle, as at least a modest fighter capabilities if the lines are out of commission or if the paladins don't want to exert themselves too much. Sort of disc-shaped and color-coded, so they can put up something of a fight still. And also throughout the episode, there's sort of a recurring comedy thing that Karan has come down with the slipperies, this Altean disease that the main or possibly only symptom is very profuse sweating to the point that you are slippery, and thus what you touch is slippery. Kinda gross, but also pretty funny. He's mainly just sliding around slapstick style until he gets a handle of it and basically figure skates to go about it with some grace, some control. So it's in a way an attempt at a breather episode, actually, despite what the kind of cliffhanger from the last episode indicated. It's not a all-out direct action scene space battle thing, but it does involve that. So I guess the story just keeps moving on. Seeing how they can recover, how they can attempt to avoid Zarkon's reach. But until then, I'll see you in episode 17.